like, that's it. They ain't getting that way. Still got it. Why you couldn't get that kiwi? Because it was a drunken kiwi.
Yes. Very much.
Hey, babes. Welcome back to Babes and Cocktails, the podcast where we sip, spill, and sort through all the messy, magical, and sometimes downright confusing parts of life.
That part.
I'm Robin.
And I'm your girl Shyne. And the cocktails we are sipping tonight are
I have Jack Daniels with some yellow kiwi and some guava.
and I have Laverne Tamia with mango and drunken golden kiwi. Tonight, we are diving into a topic that is as juicy as it is frustrating. Modern, it's modern world we gotta get into. So, grab your cocktails and let's get into it.
Ghosting, benching, and breadcrumbing. Modern dating woes decoded.
Ooh,
I'm in the mood for something light, but not as light as some people's texting habits. Speaking of which, let's get into ghosting first. It's the OG modern day frustration.
that modern dating frustration. This modern world we're living in, this modern dating.
Ain't like it used to be.
Welcome to the 21st century. About to be the 22nd.
About to be the 20th.
But we're here in this modern time, and we're dating in this modern world.
So some of you might not know what the meaning of ghosting is.
So
It's when they vanish into air. For anyone who doesn't know, though, let's be real. Who hasn't been ghosted?
I don't think I have been ghosted. Okay, let's see the definition. I think I do.
Ghosting is when someone you've been talking to just disappears without a word. It's like 1 minute you're planning a weekend trip and the next they vanish like Houdini. And it leaves you wondering, did I say something? Did I do something? Or are they just terrible at communication? Spoiler alert. It's usually the last one. But seriously, ghosting can mess with your confidence. It's a lack of respect, and it's way too common in today's swipe culture. I have been ghosted. So, I'll give you a little bit of the tea. We were talking, and we would talk sometimes during the day. But in the evening, he could never call me. Or I would call, and he would never answer. And then he would call back in the morning and say he was asleep. He was tired. He works 12, 14-hour shifts, so he was tired. And I was like, oh, okay. Then all of a sudden, just woke up. We made plans. We were supposed to see each other, and then the day before, I just didn't hear from him no more. And then I heard from him like 2 months later. He said he was locked up. I said, oh, okay. So we just started chatting again. I didn't make no plans because I was like, yeah, something ain't right with this picture. Why? We were on the phone. He hung up. 10 minutes later, somebody else called my phone and was like, such and such that you're talking to is actually married. And he said, you're a really nice person. So maybe me and you should talk. I said, what the fuck are we doing? I just passing me around. Wait, I don't even know who the fuck you are. So I have been ghosted.
I have to think about that.
I have been ghosted.
Usually when somebody stops texting me, I'm pretty much not texting anyway, so I don't care. So if they stop texting out the blue, I'm like, oh, I just go on with my life. I guess they try to ghost me, but I don't care enough, so I don't get ghosted, I guess. Because if I send you a text and you don't respond after I send you that text, don't expect nothing.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like we was in a relationship or
No,
nothing.
I'm just saying no. We're not
We
in a
was
relationship.
we
Just
was
chatting.
just trying to have a first date.
Yeah, that's my point exactly. Just
And
trying
I
to
was
whatever.
like,
If you don't text me after, I'm not gonna wonder why. I'm not gonna care to wonder why.
why is married men trying to date? Let's just go there.
That's a topic. So we're gonna talk about benching when you're the backup plan.
Was I supposed to be the backup plan? And that goes.
I see that situation.
That's another topic.
That's another topic. So next up, we have benching. Imagine you're on the sidelines of a sports game, waiting to be called in, but spoiler, the coach never does call you that game. That's benching and dating. It's when someone keeps you around just enough to keep you interested, but never actually commits to spending real time with you. Oh, the hey stranger text, the random Instagram DMs after weeks of silence. But it's exhausting, though, isn't it?
And I let him sit there right there on
Listen,
unread. I don't care. We wasn't talking. You're not gonna text me out the book.
I'm making no piss out you. I promise you. You're not gonna even know if I read it or not. I'm gonna ignore the living piss. And 9 times out of 10, I don't already delete you out of my phone. So I don't even know you. I have to go and scroll up and read text to see exactly who you are. So never even
know who you wanted to be.
I'm gonna tell you one life. Thing. These niggas be trying to say, "Oh, I have a girlfriend." So when I do call you, answer the phone, no baby. I'm gonna be number one. She gonna be your new number two. I'm gonna be number one. And if that's not gonna work for you, don't worry about calling me.
I don't think I never had nobody tell me, "Oh, I got a girlfriend." So answer when I call. What the fuck?
I be like, I have an old lady. Do you have a problem with that? Of course.
No, I don't have a problem with that because don't call me.
No, I do. I have a big problem with that. You know why? Because I don't play number two. I don't play that position one. I don't. That's
don't call me. I don't think you need to call me if you got an old lady wife.
It don't make no sense for you to even be bothered with me because I don't play number two. That's not my role in life. I'm always number one. I make sure that for me. And if you can't do that for me, what you texting me for? So, honestly, babes, if someone is benching you, you don't deserve it. You deserve a spot on their team. You deserve to be MVP, the starting player, the point guard, the goddamn, the what you call them? the team goddamn
The team lead,
team leader, the team goddamn everything, the inspirator, the more than the quarterback, more than every
the MVP of the team,
I'm the Heisman on the Heisman
most
trophy.
valuable player.
I am the Heisman on the Heisman trophy. Just
It's not. I don't
my
know.
pedestal need to be
It's
here.
like dating now is so crazy because when we were dating back in high school, I know we were young, but if we were still in those times, a lot of shit we wouldn't be having to deal with right now. A lot of it. That's first of all, you ain't
You
texting
ain't have
nobody
to
all
do it.
night and then you gonna call me tomorrow. You either gonna call me or you gonna call whoever else you was gonna
You
call.
gonna do what you
And
gonna
that's
do.
how I know who you want to spend time with.
You gonna do what you gonna
Now
do.
you don't know who the
And
fuck you
that's
want to
fine.
spend time with.
But I ain't gonna, you ain't gotta make no choice for me. I'm gonna help you make your decision. It just won't be me. Just that simple for life. For me now, I can't speak for nobody else. But just know that number two position,
Doesn't work.
I don't play. That's not. I don't do that one. I
Mm-mm.
don't do two, three, four, five, six, none other than one. So I suggest if you want to have me and your girlfriend, you need to break up with your girlfriend and just have me. And I can be two women because I really know how to change my hair often. I know how to role play. Anyway,
Bread crumbling.
and I got enough personalities.
A trail of empty promises. Now let's talk about bread crumbling. This is one feels extra manipulative to me.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. Breadcrumbing is when someone gives you just enough attention, tiny little crumbs to keep you hooked, but they never deliver on their promises. It's like they text you, we should totally hang out soon, but never actually set a date. Actually, they're not looking for anything real. They just want to know you're still there, boosting their ego. And that's why when, oh, he didn't text you for like 2 months, and all of a sudden he texts you, hey, what you doing? Delete,
Let me tell you something about breadcrumbing.
delete,
I get that often from men.
block and delete, block and delete, and delete and block.
I get that often from men, and they think that I care that they're breadcrumbing me, and I'm not, because I'm not even paying you no attention. I'm not for you to your breadcrumbs to fall in front of me. Okay, it done. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Oh, if you tell me you gonna do something one time
And don't do it.
and don't do it, I'm gonna stop talking to you.
Right.
You're not gonna breadcrumb. Oh, I'm gonna go out with you. We gonna go. You got one time to make that up to me if I really think you cute. Shit might do really happen. That second time you don't come through, you gonna watch me through Facebook because it's open. It's not private, so you can come see me. But that's about the only time you're gonna make any date with me when I post something.
Hmm.
You're not gonna breadcrumb me. You're gonna either do what you say or say what you do. Mean what you say what you mean, or don't even much worry about it. It's just that simple for me. It don't get no harder than that.
None.
So,
It's really simple.
but you can't expect the breadcrumb somebody and you always saying making these promises and you saying I'm gonna do this for you, I'm gonna do that for you, or I'm gonna buy you lunch, or I'm gonna buy you flowers, and y'all start dating and y'all been dating 2 months and you ain't been on a
Did not.
lunch and you ain't got a flower. You said you was gonna do this. I didn't ask you for none of this.
Mm-mm.
I didn't ask you to. I didn't say, "Hey, is there something you want to buy me this week?" I like flowers. Would you buy me flowers? No. You offered that to me. So if you don't deliver on the little things, I know you're not going to deliver on the big things. And
You're not delivering a future for me at all.
I ain't gonna need much worry about it. I'm gonna move on to the next because I promise you there's a next. So I promise you I ain't got time to be breadcrumbing with nobody when I can actually get the whole loaf of bread plus what Jesus did
The
with
bread
the
and the
bread of the
fish.
7 loaves. I'm gonna get 14 of them.
I thought it was two fish and a loaf of bread.
I'm saying, if somebody said it's 7, I'm gonna be getting 14. It's gonna be a double, and I think it was. Just know, I'm gonna get double out that ass. You're not gonna come at me at 7. So, why do people do this? So, why do people ghost, bench, or breadcrumb? A lot of it boils down to emotional immaturity and a lack of communication skills.
Hmm.
And let's not forget, modern dating apps makes it easy for people to treat others as disposable.
Yep.
Ooh, that's me.
It's all
Disposable.
plastic.
But here's the thing: it's not about you. It's about them and their inability to handle relationships like adults. Let's be real. Everybody don't know how to adult. I hate adulting. Save me from adulting. I think I do it too well, and people don't want to save me, but come save me. Not everybody know how to adult.
Nope.
Not everybody is mature with their feelings. They're very immature at their approach at everything. You can tell it because at our ripe age of 40, you know when somebody playing games, and you should know how to maneuver through this life and know how to know sugar from shit. Just real stuff. Like LGP. I was coming that way. That's LGP. You have to understand that at the end of the day, not everybody at the same age as you had the same maturity. You might be more mature. You might be a little bit more mature. You gotta accept people at face value. You can't expect them to be who you are or give what you give if they're not emotionally at that level to give it to you. You're setting yourself up for the breadcrumbing and the ghosting and the benching because you're very available and you're very you're very overly accommodating. So of course they're gonna want you on the team,
Mm.
but on the bench you're not gonna be the starting 5. So
Let's shift to solutions. How do we deal with this? First, set boundaries.
how to protect yourself, girl?
Set boundaries.
How to protect
Real
yourself.
quick. If someone's giving you mixed signals, call it out. What? So yesterday we was, and now today we's. So you don't see nothing wrong with it? I do. You know what? Come, I'm gonna call you back.
I mean,
I'm not.
I mean, nobody.
And if they don't step up, move on. No response is a response.
Oh, but
Babes,
that's exactly what I be doing.
no response is a
I may
response.
know the piss out you.
Value yourself enough to walk away from half-hearted energy. Energy.
Answer G.
That high ass fucking bill you gotta pay every month. Energy.
Answer. Let me tell you something about interchilling waters. In the wintertime during hurricanes.
You thought that bill was high during the summer with the AC, bitch. Why I got my bill higher now? It's fucking 30
You
degrees
heard me say
outside.
do hurricane season and motherfucking winter. Let me tell you.
Makes me
Listen,
no
that's
motherfucking
another
sense.
topic. We're not going to talk about them. So,
Also, surround yourself with friends who remind you of you and your work. Like us. Like us. We do that.
we all do. Accountability is
Right here. Babes and cocktails. We got you.
It's a perfect definition of what they just said. Surround yourself with friends who remind you of your work. That's what we are
Exactly.
here for. That's what we do for each other. That's what our circle do for each other. We always remind each other how worthy you are. If one of us is going through something that we know the other don't deserve. Like, man, listen, you know you is worth way more than that. We're not gonna even much lay up here and
Mm-mm.
sit up there and be like, oh yeah, girl. No, we're gonna be like, bitch, do you know who you are? What you're beautiful, sexy, fine. Yes, we call each other sexy and fine because guess what they is.
Sexy and fine.
And we're gonna tell you what you is because we're gonna tell you your worth.
Yep.
And you're amazing. You're intelligent. You know you're successful. You got the whole package. You don't have some of it. You don't have a little bit of it. You come equipped with everything that a person needs, wants, and desires. Bitch, get up. Let's go. Okay. So,
And remember, it's okay to take a break from dating apps if they're messing with your mental health. The takeaway, it's never too late to start fresh. Hurry down.
dating apps and mental health. Let me tell you about my experience with Facebook dating. You can't get me on Facebook dating, okay? Because after my interaction with Facebook dating, I didn't realize motherfucker lies for real. But they lies for real. These bitches be lying. Nah. Just know that my experience with Facebook dating will not be televised in this episode. But I had to take a break from my mental health. Because they had me fucked up. And I wasn't in no space for a nigga that had me fucked up. So anyway, take a break for you. For you. Because I don't even do other dating apps after Facebook dating. I can't even. I don't even want to be bothered with it. So you gotta meet me in the streets, in the grocery store, and don't meet me at the clubs. Unless you come at me correctly, because I'm not gonna really take it serious.
I ain't never met anybody in the club that I want to take on.
And that's on period.
So, better see me outside the club.
And let me see you, because I need to see you in the club. Holler at me in the club so I can say I interact with these bitches. Because if you choosy, you can't be choosy with me. If you holler at me, you better not holler at nobody else in the club. You better wait till I'm nowhere around. Because if I see you, I'm not answering my phone. You're too choosy. I'm gonna be the only girl you talk to that night. I told you I don't play well with number two. I'm number one. I don't care you holler at before me. But once you holler at me, it's me. So it's time to sit and spill. All right, let's get through this discussion.
All right. How do you think it is best to deal with the fear of starting over?
After this breadcrumbing and ghosting and all that, what fear? You gotta move around. I know the little pond is a little murky and it's a little muddy and it's a little damaged, especially your fathers. This is like one of those produce that's contaminated with the like the oil, the mix in the water, and you got the tadpole, and you got a little cup of something somebody won't pick up, whatever in that water. You gotta not have no fear. You just gotta go to the next. Cause I promise you're gonna find your looking something.
Well, you could say that because we done been there, done that, moved on. But they're still gonna have people with fear. So, have you ever been ghosted, benched, or breadcrumb, and how did you handle it? I mean, I spoke about it earlier about mine, and my ghosted experience was okay. That was all weird, and then it went to a second party. No, no, and no, and I moved on. That was it.
I think okay, ghosted. How I handle to be ghosted? I don't really know if I'm ghosted. So I guess I handle it where I don't pay attention. Benched. I think I've been benched before, but once I realize I'm benched, I'm gone. I'm the ghost. So I handle that well too. And you're not gonna break on me. You're gonna just I'm an Aries. You gotta come through with the proof. If you don't do what you say you're gonna do the first, second time, I don't even want to be bothered. And notice, I don't want to be bothered a lot. So
Have you ever accidentally ghosted someone and what happened?
now that I have done before. Mm, I figured he was ghosting me to ghost me, not realizing people be having lives and their life be life too. So when he stopped texting, whatever, I was like, okay, I guess it is what it is. Maybe that old lady, maybe. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, cup of whatever. So I was like, well, maybe. But it just happened to turn out he just was going through a rough little time. And we had just really started talking, so I guess he didn't want to put all that on me or whatever. But
Burden you?
right. So we actually talked, but it didn't go nowhere, as you can see. But
She's
he turned
telling
out to
the
be a really
truth.
nice dude. Turned out to be a really nice dude or whatever. Probably still talking past and maybe like on social media, yeah, you don't know whatever. But it was an accident. So I kind of, that's why I give you twice, because I can't remember exactly what the deal was, what he was going through, but I understood once I gave him a chance to talk after ignoring him for like
You know him, Hello?
months.
Oh.
I know him for months. I really ignored him. He tried to reach out to, but okay.
Did I ghost someone? Yeah, but I didn't do it accidentally. It's not an accident.
It don't be an accident for me neither. I guess it would.
Whether it was intentional or not, I don't believe anybody's ghosting anybody on an accident. Again, in that situation, let's say, okay, he was going through something, but he didn't ghost you on a fucking accident. He purposely ghosted you.
No, if it was accidentally ghosted him. It wasn't that he ghosted me. He said he was gonna do something. He wound up not doing it. Something wound up coming up, and I was like, "Oh, well, don't even much worry about it."
Well, again, you ghosted him, but it wasn't an accident.
I guess.
So,
I think it. I mean, you don't accidentally ghost them. Like I say, accidentally because I could have gave him a chance to explain, and I
okay,
didn't. And the accident was me not being mature enough to understand and give him a chance to explain. If that
gotcha.
makes sense. And I told
Yeah,
him I was gonna call him back, and I didn't call him back. I tried to text him, I'm gonna hit you later. You know me. I'd be like, I'm gonna hit you later, whatever. And never did to give him a chance to explain. I was like, fuck it. Because we're supposed to go somewhere.
I feel you.
So I could have gave him a chance to explain. So it was an accident on purpose.
Cool.
Oh, understanding behaviors. Why do you think ghosting has become so common in modern dating?
Because people lie. They lie. Ghosting is so easy to do. You can sit here and perfect example. The There's men that I have come across that have already been in a relationship, and don't tell me or nothing, but holler at me and just holler just like that. And then he never had no intentions to talk to me or nothing. He just wanted to holler just to see, maybe see if he had it or whatever. So he's gonna eventually ghost me or ghost me right after that. He already got somebody. I mean, I don't know. As the kind of person I am, I can't even say as a woman because they got women that do the same thing. But I, yeah, I can't. I don't want to be involved with somebody and then holler at three, four, five more people just to say I did that. Because now what? I mean, I'm not working on no future with none of them. I don't understand why I have them around. So they're gonna get ghosted, and that's the stupid shit that is going on daily.
I think it's become so common because social media.
Everything's
Half
so
the
easy.
time you meet on social media anyway. If you meet somebody, like when it was really really popping, like even now. So it's an app. You don't really meet them until you meet them face to face, right? But sometimes people don't be meeting people face to face if it's not important to them till weeks, months later, right? So if you're not important to me and somebody else, I hate to say it, better or more interesting come along, then you serve your purpose. You're disposable because I don't have that emotional connection to you that I would have probably had if I met you out somewhere and we actually talked face to face and you got to know me as me. But between the screens, you're just another face.
So it's safe to say that ghosting has become common because of the internet.
I wouldn't say just the yeah,
That
just
no,
the
it's the
internet,
internet because
but just not even I would say the internet, but you have to realize even if you meet somebody in public these days, you're given a handle. I give my Instagram handle. I'm not giving my number no more. And if it's just a casual encounter, I'm
so
gonna send you
social
straight
media
to
instead of the internet, just
right. I'm
social
gonna send you
media.
straight to my social media. You might go Google me after you get my social media, but if I don't give you anything, you don't have nothing to go by, right? So I just think it is we're not personal no more because I'm not gonna just give you my number no more. I'm gonna give you my social media
Because you don't have to.
because I don't have to. You can go on social media and talk to me in my DM because if I give you my number, it's more personal these days because social media has made everything just another face. So
Hmm.
catch me on my Instagram and I give you my handle. And that's how you will be able to interact with me instead of me giving you my 7 digits and saying text me.
Gotcha.
So that's what I figure. Do you think benching or breadcrumbing is always intentional or can it be sometimes be unintentional?
Um, breadcrumbing, I believe, is intentional because again, you're leading me on, and what you probably not even ready to, you know, start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. So I believe breadcrumbing is a bored motherfucker.
Yeah, that much
You
time.
just want me to entertain you and turn right back around and then you're not even interested. And that's why a motherfucker ghosted you right now.
That part. That part. What about benching?
Benching, it could be unintentional. I'm just throwing a scenario like, I used to take care of my dad and stuff, and let's just say I wasn't in a marriage or anything like that. But, my dad was like bedridden for a little while, and I don't give two fucks about my phone ringing when I'm trying to clean my daddy or shave him or wash him or his nurse come and empty out his bag
Anything.
and bedpan and checking his pulse and his all this shit. And I believe some people again don't know that some people be going through fucking life. And just because I didn't tell you everything don't mean I'm not going through it. But that leaves that other person in a state where their mind can wander and be like, oh, well, she just
She's
talking to
not
somebody
interested.
else. She not interested. Oh, she too busy for me. And then that wasn't the case. So yeah, I think benching can be unintentional and breadcrumbing is definitely intentional.
I, let me see. I think with benching, it could be intentional and unintentional. Intentional because you just feel like you need your team. You need you this one for this one for that, this one for this for that. You just don't feel like one person can fulfill all your needs. So you're
Okay.
gonna have your bench, right? Breadcrumbing, definitely intentional. You know what you're doing. You just feeding just enough to get what you want. So that's very intentional. But for the benching unintentional, maybe you meet somebody and right off back you don't get the qualities that you miss the qualities that they have. You know, you overlook it or something happens. You know, you just don't in the beginning get that vibe. So you put them on a bench because you know it's something there, right? But then it's your fault, so you didn't give them that chance to do that. But you put them on the bench because you want to see what they got. And then they come out, you spend that time that you need to, and you feel like, oh my gosh, like, why did I bench you? You're awesome. Like, should have been give you, your time to play on this court and show me exactly what you got in my life.
Right.
So that's what I feel like.
How have dating apps contributed to these behaviors?
I just kind of said it.
That's right. We can.
It makes it less personal. It's just a scroll. It's just another picture. It's just another double tap. It's just another like. It's another, person I'm a DM because I think they fine. I admire, or whatever. But of course, I think it contributes a lot to all, even benching, not breaking. Of course it does, but with benching, if you meet somebody on social media like me, I'm skeptical now. So if I meet somebody on social media, you immediately on the bench because of the what I went through on Facebook dating. Is it your fault? No. Is it mine? Yes, because I wasn't ready to be on no dating app, and Facebook dating should not have been the first place. Another episode. What about you? What do you?
Dating apps contribute to these behaviors. Yes. Because we don't have to actually meet and greet a motherfucker. We can sit there and stare at that picture and lust for something that we don't even know nothing about. Just, damn, he look good, and then turn right back around. This motherfucker choking a bitch up and slapping a motherfucker, and then on the and getting dick too.
Getting dick, I'm about to say the same thing. Getting dick down. You hear me? And it's the bottom, not the top.
And you just don't know nothing until again you actually meet somebody in person, have a conversation, ask them what they like.
Get to see them in person. Even though people can play this facade for 6 months and be somebody that they're not, at least you know in person who that person is and could possibly be because you get the vibe,
Mm-hmm.
But you want to see it play out and maybe you can be right, maybe you could be wrong. But see, on the internet, I can tell you I'm a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you I have 18 companies.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you I come from royalty.
And pull up pictures off the internet and show you book pictures.
And everything is a lie. I live in a shack under the Claiborne Bridge.
Put my picture in every last one of them pictures.
But I got a Benz that I go and sleep in when I get tired of begging because that's the last thing I got before I locked up. But you're gonna believe that because how would you know? You don't have a real life visual into their life. You get what they give you.
Yep.
So,
do you think people would act differently in dating if apps didn't exist? Of course.
Yes and no. Yes and
no. Okay. Let's break this down a little more.
And I'm going to say yes and no.
People would act differently if there wasn't social media when it came to dating.
I think it would be different. Let me tell you why. Because dating apps, before dating apps and social media, you did speed dating. You sat in front of somebody, you had so much time to talk to them, but it was still physical interactions face to face. You're sitting in front of that person. These dating apps makes it easier to do these things more frequently and more often as one individual than it would if they didn't have dating apps. Because how often you gonna go to these speed dating? You got this phone in your hand. You can do it all day. How often you gonna go to the club to meet somebody, or just get dressed to go to the grocery store to meet somebody? That's not often, but on these dating apps, you're scrolling through trillions and trillions of people on all
and you can do this for days, weeks, and months.
Versus, at any given time of the day, whether it's 3 p.m. or 3 a.m.
Going to
Speed dating, when you have, it's a certain time. People sets that
get
up.
up
You
and
don't set
move,
it
get
up.
up and
So
move,
if
get
you
up and
miss
move.
that speed dating session, you have to wait till they do another one where it'll be weekly or monthly.
That's our generation that knows about this. Anybody younger probably doesn't.
But yep, so that's why I feel like dating apps, it would be a lot different. Not even, I wouldn't say a lot different, but it would be different accordingly of how often and how frequent it can happen. So let's see. Emotional impact. How do these dating behaviors affect self-esteem and trust in relationships?
That'd make a motherfucker don't trust no fucking body, because when you get on the dating apps, why the fuck do we gotta lie? What the fuck do you gotta lie for? Tell your motherfucking truth.
It's your, it's nobody else's. Give me that opportunity that church to decide this is what I'm going to deal with.
Right. You want to sit here and lie and make up a story of what you think I might like, and I might have liked is your fucking truth.
And I'm an Aries. I hate a
You
lie.
never
So
know.
if your
Oh,
lie wasn't
God.
even that bad, but you lied to me,
I don't even want to be bothered. Because you know,
all
I
you had to
already
do was
started
tell the
out with
truth.
lying.
Because guess what? I'm going to tell you the truth. Because I have no reason to lie to you. I have no reason to lie to nobody, really. Because I don't owe nobody that much for me to lie to you and have to remember a lie that I told you. Because I'm not going to remember it anyway.
Right.
So I'm not even doing it to myself. I think these behaviors affect self-esteem and trust in relationships because sometimes when people get ghosted, that is a, not gonna say sometimes, when you get ghosted, that's a big, blow to your self-esteem because you come in as the full package that you know you are. But just because that person ghosts you don't mean you're not that full package. It's not you, it's them. But you're gonna automatically assume it's you first, especially if you really like the person.
Right.
Right? And they breadcrumbed you or whatever, and they benched you and only gave you so much of their time until they figured out that you weren't worth their time. So, and then that for the relationship that does come next, it actually gives you trust issues because now you're like, how you coming? Because the last such and such that I was trying, to give my all to, like I was cutting for, did this. So now I'm skeptical of everybody after that. So
Right.
what are some red flags to watch out for early on to avoid these situations?
Communication. If y'all started out communicating one way and all of a sudden there's no more communication, that should be your red flag, and you say it's time to go flag. All at the same sentence. Red flags. What else? He only talks to you certain times a day. All of us,
I'm gonna just put this one.
every single night. He can never talk to you and tell you good night. Early in the morning when you getting up, he can never talk to you until he already at work.
Always too busy. Always got something to do.
And can't never plan to see you.
Never make
No
no
date.
time for you. It's always this, always that.
Oh, he go by his baby mama to drop the kids off, and he can never be on the phone with you.
Because of whatever reason. Excuse. He has this date, that day, or whatever. Some red flags to watch out for is with breadcrumbing, consistent promises not kept. Don't make promise to me you can't keep. Don't do that to me. Don't give me your word neither. Because your word with me is all you have. And if you can't keep that, that's definitely for benchmark for breadcrumbing. From benching, if they give you these vibes but can't keep it consistent, that's when you need to realize you're being benched. If you're not the constant priority in their life, if you're second, third, fourth to something, in including career, because people make time for what they want, straight up. So,
Yep.
and for what was the other one? Ghosting, love bombing at first, straight love bombing, giving you all the time, all this commitment, all that, and then just slowly start not keeping promises and just when they keep this consistent, they call you every morning, and then all of a sudden they stop calling you, and it's just every other morning, or just one day you expect this phone call and they don't, and you call them and they answer that time because they feel kind of bad for ghosting you that time because they're going to, but then the next time they say they're gonna call you, they don't, and you call them and they don't call you. That's another red flag. When their patterns change with you, and you gotta do more of the work than you had to do before.
How can someone politely confront a person who's breadcrumbing or benching them?
Like, bitch, like I just need to talk to you. Like, you know, I have some questions. Do you have the time to give? And if you don't have it right now, let me know when you do. And if you don't make that a priority to give me that time to talk to you, then don't even much worry about the conversation. But if they do let you go, have that conversation, like, hey, I just been noticing some things that's been changing, it's been off, and it's been bothering me, and I just want to make you aware because I think you feel that my feelings are valid, even if you don't understand it. And then you go and explain the things that they're doing and why you don't like them.
Oh, that's too nice.
They say it politely. That's not what I would do. They said, how can someone? They didn't say, how would you? Me? I'm like, man, fuck you. And I'm not going to miss nothing. But that's how you do it. Nah, that's not what I would do.
Yeah, listen to her polite because I don't have a polite. I'm blunt.
It is our job to give our good babes a way to be polite. Give a polite way.
I'm blunt.
Give a polite way bluntly.
Hi, how you been? Oh, so you can't answer? Oh, okay.
Sarcastic,
Uh,
politely.
and
And that's how you do it. But that's still politely sarcastic. Now, the way I would do it is when they decide to come at me and ask me why I'm not answering my phone or why I don't care that they didn't respond to my last text 6 weeks ago. I'm like, oh, I ain't give a fuck. You stopped texting me. What I supposed to do? You thought I was gonna chase you? Oh, that's how you thought that was gonna go. My bad. But I'm gonna have to go. I'm kind of busy. I'm gonna holler at you.
have you ever experienced ghosting, benching, or breadcrumbing? Share your story. I did that. And you did that.
Well, we're asking the audience to do that for us.
Okay. So,
I think that's what that was. So share your stories. Whatever one
we
you
do.
in.
We want to hear it.
Because
Breadcrumbing, ghosting, or benching. Has that ever happened to you? And what happened?
share your stories. So put them below. DM us. I want to hear it. Don't be ashamed. Because if you want, we can have another episode where we go back and forth. Because we have been ghosting, been shit. We just didn't care enough to notice, I guess. I
Mm-hmm.
care enough to elaborate. But maybe you were in a situation where it lasted longer than it happened. Let us know. Which is everyone's different in their journey, in their approach to love and everything in between. So,
Do you think these behaviors are a sign of emotional immaturity or just a reflection of the fast paced dating culture?
both. Both. You're very immature and you're trying to keep up with the fast paced dating culture. You're very immature and you're trying to keep up with the fast dating culture. See, the point of dating is to date till you find someone that you want to be with, not to date to fuck. Two different reasons. You don't date to fuck, you date to find. You fuck to fuck. That means you're gonna come. How you supposed to come? Hey, I don't want nothing serious. Just wanna fuck. Just that what you wanna do? Give that person an option. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna date, court, breadcrumb, bench because I just like her and I just wanna have sex with her. And I know that I have to come at that angle because that's the type of time she on. So yes, I think it's both. You can't be honest up front about what exactly you want. So you plan with somebody to get what you want.
That's true. Um, Definitely emotional immaturity, but I mean, everybody doesn't have that kind of upbringing, so maybe that's all they know. Well, I think you need to ask questions then. If you're immature about shit, you need to start fucking communicating.
Grow up. Just that simple. Grow the fuck up. Adult. Everybody else got to do it.
And just what she said, fast pacing dating culture. No, they either won't fuck or they won't get to know you. One or the other. And I'm gonna need you to communicate that too, because I might not want fuck.
And I might do. That might be all I want.
Tell the truth, lay it on the table.
Give me that option, and I won't be expecting you to do the things a person in a relationship would do. I expect you, when I hit you up, to give me me. And if I decide to give you when you hit me up, then that's on you. This is the stipulation of the thing that you wanted, because I can be more of a nigga than you. But if you come at me on a way that you want to date, to get to know me, to possibly pursue me, say that too. So, I'm gonna figure out fast. I'm Aries. When you walk up to me, I already know what you want. To be honest, don't even think I don't know. If I give you my number, it's just to play. So, what's the best piece of advice you receive about handling someone who ghosts or breadcrumbs?
Move on.
The best piece of advice I heard? Fuck 'em.
Move on. Because then might be your first, probably gonna be your last, because people don't believe in the real dating process that we grew up on. They just want fuck. They just want to play around, or they just might just want to get to know you.
Fuck them. They don't deserve it. Because if they're ghosting, especially if they're ghosting, they don't deserve it. Because you deserve somebody that's gonna give you their time, not their time when it's convenient and disappear. So.
Do you ever think that it's okay to ghost someone? Why or why not?
It's definitely okay. If they're abusive, if they got issues, if you don't want to be bothered because of something they did, and you feel the best thing to do is to ghost their ass, guess what you need to do? Disappear.
Um, yeah, I believe that it is okay to ghost somebody because you don't know how else to tell them. Um, Maybe you're moving too fast. You're not ready. If you're not ready and they're moving too fast, and you try to communicate that, first thing we always tell y'all, babes, is to communicate. Oh, they're not answering, or they too busy, or they're disregarding you, and you told them, okay, hang the phone up and block it. And you have to, because I tried to tell you, you're not listening, you're not learning. How do you prioritize self-worth and mental health in modern dating scenes?
I prioritize my self worth and my mental health by knowing that I know what I want, and I know who I am, and I know what I bring to the table, and I know what I'm not going to accept, and I know what I do not deserve. And I know what I'm not going to deal with. So my self worth, my morals, if you can't meet them or reach them or even accomplish them, then I'm not gonna be bothered, because my mental health means more to me than you being in my life. What you?
I definitely believe that my mental health and what I bring to the table, what I know I am already, is top of the line. I know what I've been through, I know what I'm going to take, and I know damn sure what I'm not going to take. So when it comes to modern dating, it's like I'm gonna be upfront and honest. Other people don't do that. That's why we going through this session tonight, because everybody doesn't feel the way I feel. So,
How can people shift from toxic dating habits to healthier, more respectful communication?
toxic dating habits. Um, First, you need to get away from the toxic. Um, uh, Sit here and ask us, ask us questions. Because if you've been in a toxic relationship, you need to get yourself together first.
Get help, get away,
You need to talk to somebody, talk to God, talk to
leave,
pastor,
leave.
but you definitely have to get out of that situation because it doesn't change. People change because they have done what they've done to you. They're not going to change how they treat you. So definitely get out of that. You have questions that you can call anybody, everybody. There's numbers,
A
a lot of hotlines.
lot of places you can go.
Yep.
So,
And that's your road to start to grow into healthier habits and respectful communication. It's a process.
I think if you are the toxic person and you're trying to change, you have to first understand what you're doing. It's probably been something you've been doing for a long time you don't realize you're doing. So that's why you need to seek help. Go to therapy, talk to your friends, just to get it out. And then that's the healthy way to deal with being a toxic person, right? Because once you can admit to yourself that's what you are, then you're going to be able to be willing to take the steps that you need to actually become the person that you want to be in a more healthier state, to be healthy in the relationships that you enter. And with that comes with communication. You have to communicate with your therapist what's going on, communicate with your people who your friends are close to around you, what you're going through and what you need from them, because they're going to have to be your support system, because no man is an island. You cannot do it alone. And, just respect yourself. And once you respect yourself, it'll be easy to respect others, because you're going to expect the same respect in return.
What's your advice to someone who feels stuck in a cycle of chasing people who don't reciprocate their energy? That's a perfect fucking song.
My advice to someone who feels like stuck in a cycle chasing people who don't reciprocate energy is give them the same energy they give you. Reciprocate their energy. Whatever they're doing to you, you do it to them times two. If they ignore you after you text them, once they text you, don't text them. They take 2 hours, you take 2 days. If they say they're gonna call you back and they don't, when they call you back, be like, you talk to me, I'm gonna call you back. And don't. Only just answer the phone just so you can reciprocate the energy. Not to talk. Just so you can hang up and not call them back. Give them exactly what they give you. And stop chasing people. Your people gonna come to you, flock to you. Y'all gonna meet each other right here. Ain't nobody gonna have to do this. Ain't nobody have to do that. To cross no line. Y'all gonna meet each other right here, and it's gonna be harmonious. What you think?
I think that's the perfect answer. My advice to someone who feels stuck in a cycle of chasing people, um, maybe because you're nice. You're like super nice, super sweet. You're really looking for love. You're looking for that special person, and you're being gullible. Um, That's what we go through. We go through this cycle, and sometimes you just have to,
Until
like
you
we
become
said
numb.
earlier, step back away from the dating scene, and maybe that person that you're talking to will understand that, and guess what? That might be your person. So
Just know that your tribe, your person, it won't have to feel forced, and you won't have to try too hard. It's gonna flow. It's that simple. So, all right, babes. As we wrap up this episode, let's remember dating today can feel like a maze, but you don't have to lose yourself in the process. Ghosting, benching, and breadcrumbing are frustrating, but they are not a reflection of your worth. They're reflections of the other person's inability to communicate or to commit.
exactly. If you find yourself in these situations, remind yourself that it's okay to set boundaries. Prioritize your mental health and walk away when someone doesn't respect your time or energy. Energy.
Your real energy, your aura, your everything. And while modern dating can be challenging, it's also an opportunity to learn more about what you want and what you deserve. Don't settle for half-hearted attention when you deserve someone who shows up fully.
So, here's a toast to knowing your worth, keeping your standards high, and never accepting breadcrumbs when you deserve a feast. Cheers, babes.
Cheers. That's a good cheers.
That
One
was
more
good.
cheers.
Mm-mm.
All right, all right, all right. Let's go.
That was good. Time to reminisce. What's one thing you've learned about yourself through dealing with ghosting or breadcrumbing?
I learned that it's not me. It can't be me because I always show up as me. And if you can't accept me for me, then that's your loss, not mine. I learned that younger, I used to get breadcrumbed a lot when I was younger because I was younger and I was cute. And they had wives or whatever, whatever. And they thought just because I was young, I would accept certain things. But once I find out the truth, I don't know you. Straight like that. So I don't know when someone tries to ghost you, you have to know your worth enough to know that that's a benefit for you. That's something that you don't have to deal with because you're dodging something. Because evidently it's something there that you don't deserve that they're not giving and it works out for you because who you're supposed to get it from has not arrived. And you have to wait for them. Unfortunately, we have to wait for our soulmates. And we have to go before we meet them. So maybe that's just a step you had to go through and understand and learn for your soul in your journey to finding your soulmate or your true love or whatever you want to call your partner, whatever. But I learned that just because you're not the one don't mean I'm not gonna find the one, and I'm glad you're not the one. Because if you can ghost me or attempt to ghost me, then baby, this fabulousness don't belong to you, belong to the one, and you ain't it. Aren't you?
I believe that I learned from ghosting and breadcrumbs is communication has to be key in any or everything that I'm going to do, friendship, relationship, situationship. It's got to be the communication. Um, and when you start making me feel like you're not communicating, those feelings are going to slowly go away. You're doing that because you're pushing yourself away from me. And that's what makes it easier for me to say, all right, oh, you about to go? Okay. You know why? Because you prepare me. You prepare me to ghost me. So I'm prepared now. Bye.
Just understand that we've been through things too. We may not elaborate a lot on what we've been through, and we probably would in different episodes. Just ghosting is not something that we struggle with, and benching is not something that we struggle with. We go through
Breadcrumbing.
it. Breadcrumb is not, it's not something that at this age, maybe younger, those things have been more prevalent, but we've been on this journey a while, so we know how to find these signs, red flags, and these signals that say, yeah, this ain't mine.
That ain't for me. He not for
I ain't
me.
doing it.
He know he not for me.
I ain't got that to do, right? So it's just a learning process, a learning process. If you're in your 20s, this is more prevalent
Life
because
is
y'all grew
learning.
up in this era of social media where ghosting is just a television show. You got all these television shows about ghosting and catfishing, and people not even introducing people to their family and been together for years. It's like
They got a
this is
whole
y'all normal. You
family.
should normal culture. So this is something
Second
that's
life.
more prevalent for y'all than it would be for us 80s babies that were raised in the 90s. So, well,
Our next session is gratitude.
ooh, 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 Robin, what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for knowing the signs of ghosting and benching and breadcrumbs.
Ghosting and benching and breadcrumbs.
I'm,
What you do say?
I'm delightful.
Oh, delightful. Well, we
Yes.
have a spot of tea. Let's
Mm,
maybe it was spot a cocktail.
cocktail.
Spot a cocktail. We're English. What you grateful for, baby?
I am grateful for learning how to not get hurt. Been through things, as we all will. We all go through things. Been through life, and I can understand and know signs, know those red flags before I get hurt. Because I'm not doing this hurt shit again.
I think I know. I'm grateful for the understanding that life is a journey and you learn along the way. And what you do learn, you use as tools, ammunition, arsenal, and stepping stones to get to the next level in life. It's like a video game, right? Once you pass one level, if you don't get what you need at that first level, you're going to have to start over.
Yep.
And until you realize what you're doing wrong in that level, you're gonna always be on level one. So to get to level two, you gotta go through what you gotta go through, learn what you gotta learn to get to level two. And once you get to level two, level three, level four, it gets a little easier, but you don't not have the challenges that you have to face. You just have better ways of facing them. So I'm grateful for that because I didn't see that in my 20s. I was like, oh. But I'm grateful for my 20s. I'm grateful for my 30s because in my 40s, I'm not where I want to be. But I'm closer to where I could have been if I wanted to be there, right? So I'm just grateful for opportunities to grow and evolve, and you don't have to be stuck in certain places, and you don't have to be held accountable for who you were in your 20s and your 30s because you're a whole nother person right now, a whole nother being. You're more enlightened, you're more wise, you're more accepting, you're more bending and flexible if you mature. And maturity is stagnant, and you're working against the mode. But when you're mature, you make your own mode and you make it fit everything else. So that's no perfect process about it. But
That was beautiful.
listen, it's been a rough 40 years for me, but If I can put life in perspective, is each journey is a stage, is a step. Get what you need out of it and move on to the next one.
It
Because
gets
if you
better.
don't, it gets
It
better.
gets better.
It don't get easier. It
Mm,
gets better.
well, I don't agree with that. I believe that once you have the knowledge, when it gets better, it gets a little bit easier because you understand.
Yeah, that part. But like the things that happen to you in life, those things don't get easier because the older you get, the more people you lose.
That's
Right?
true.
You know, you when you're younger, everybody's there, everybody's youthful, everybody's vibrant, jovial. But the older you get, the more you lose.
True.
So it don't get easier. You just learn better ways to manage
Maintain it.
and maintain it. Like this is the anniversary of my brother's murder this month. People don't really know that unless I tell you. But a couple of years ago, I couldn't even get out of bed. Is it easier? No, it gets harder. It gets harder every year. But I found ways to deal. So it's just tools that I get along the way to help me move through. So
On that note, grab your favorite cocktail and toast to choosing yourself first. Here's to love, respect, and knowing when to say next.
next, thank you. Next, that'd have been perfect to play. Thank you next by Ariana Grande. I'll be sure to play it the next time we talk to y'all something like this. But
My
all
fruit's
right,
getting stuck
babes.
in my straw.
And I don't have no more juice at the bottom. Nothing but fruit. I'm gonna enjoy this drunken golden kiwi.
Mm-hmm.
All right, babes. That's a wrap on this episode of Babes and Cocktails. This episode of ghosting, benching, and breadcrumbing modern dating can feel like a battlefield. But we want you to remember you are in control of your worth and of your boundaries. If someone's behavior leaves you confused or questioning yourself, take a step back. Remember, clear communication and mutual respect aren't too much to ask for. Don't settle for breadcrumbs when you deserve the whole loaf.
The whole loaf. And babes, we get it. Dating in today's world isn't easy. But navigating these challenges starts with knowing what you want, what you deserve, and being okay with walking away when it's not right.
It's about honoring your time, energy, and emotions. And hey, if you've been ghosted, benched, or breadcrumbed, just know you're not alone. We've all been there. Take lessons, leave the pain, and move forward stronger.
If you love this episode, be sure to share it with someone who needs some tips or advice on ghosting, benching, breadcrumbing, modern dating, or who just needs a little reminder that they deserve more than breadcrumbs, but the whole feast. And of course, share your stories with us. Slide into our DMs, tag us on socials. Instagram is at Babes and Cocktails, and Facebook is Babes and Cocktails. And let us know how you're embracing your self redefining era, and let us cheer you on as well.
Until next time, babes, stay bold, stay beautiful, and stay true to you. Keep sipping, dreaming, and moving with confidence. Be intentional, and as always, be consistent and show up for yourself. You got this, babe. Stay focused, stay glowing, keep growing, evolving, and see you tomorrow night.
No, we don't have a time.
Miracles, magic, blessings, and prosperities. We'll catch y'all tomorrow for more cocktails
Bye.
and conversation. Bye, babe.